The president saying he is open to negotiations with foreign competitors like Vietnam. President Trump says he wants to lower its tariffs. Vietnam says to zero, and some business titans are calling for other nations to follow. Look at Bill Ackman advising foreign leaders to immediately reach out to the president. And the CEO of Restoration Hardware saying, quote, leverage is how you win. And when it comes to China, President Trump saying they're getting it all wrong. And even welcome to the second hour of the Big Money Show. I'm Dagan McDowell, joined by my co-hosts Taylor Riggs, Brian Brimberg, and Jackie DeAngelis. And joining us for the entire hour, Endeavor Pack founder Tiffany Smiley. Tiffany, I'm not going to throw market questions at you, but
you can.
Well, we're waiting for the boom. Today we watch another kaboom in the stock market, but this is disruptive in the short run. How long, the American people just want to know, how long is it going to take before it's smoother sailing?
Well, the Band-Aid needed to be ripped off. Where our country was headed and going was not in a good place. And whatever we've been doing for the past several decades, it's clearly, it wasn't working. And I think the markets are completely overreacting. We know this. They like predictability. They like stability. I think, give it some time. Trump has been very clear about that. And I think what's awesome is we are already seeing it happen with Vietnam coming to the table. I am a mom of 3 young boys, so I shop at Abercrombie, and I was in Hollister a few weeks ago, and prices were high. And so this is huge for the American people. As tariffs go up on these foreign countries, taxes will come down for American workers and families. It's a good place for our country to be. It will be a little bit of pain. There's going to be some pain spots. I'm from farmland. I think when you look at trade as far as cherries or apples, there's going to be some pain for some of our farmers that they're going to have to fight through. But I would recommend that they talk to their representatives. They talk to the White House and work deals that will help them in the interim, because we don't want to be in a situation where we have to bail out certain subsects of our economy. But I think this is a good win for the American people. We just need to be patient and hold the line. We need more revenue in our country. It's clear, our national debt, what are we sitting at? About 36 trillion. Something had to be done.
Jackie, it's interesting. Go ahead. I'm just going to piggyback on that, because I like the sound bites that we used as we were coming in of the president. And, we're so quick to judge him. He's been in office for such a short period of time. And in that time, he's moved with light speed with respect to the southern border, even with the strides that he's making to try to sort of correct what's going on in the economy. And everybody forgets about what he was handed. He was handed trillions and trillions of dollars of spending that jacked up inflation, that caused the Fed to jack up interest rates. I'm not saying higher interest rates at some point, since the housing crisis weren't warranted. They surely were, but they didn't necessarily need to be as high as they are now. And so I think he's trying to restore a little bit of balance here. And one of the things that he called for when he got into office, and even before, was low interest rates. And so you may not like what's happening right now, but the yield on the 10-year is below 4%. He also had a Truth Social post, and I apologize, I don't have the text of it with me. There it is. No, that's on a different channel. Oops, that was the Vietnam one. He did one where he's calling for Jerome Powell to to cut rates, rather. And yesterday we closed our show saying the futures market. We're saying there was a 76% chance that we were going to get a bunch of rate cuts coming this year. And I think at some point, Powell's going to have to consider that. And so when you think about some of these aspects of what's happening, this reset that's happening as it plays out and takes time before the American people might feel the benefits of that tax cut, there